everybody, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all doing well, and without further ado, before we get into part 2 of the Ducati build, just want to thank all you guys for joining, all new subscribers that have recently joined as well. Your names will be coming on the screen now, so I do appreciate your contribution as well in this little world of mine. But otherwise, let's get down to the bench and take off to where we were last previous. Let's see what we've got. Okay guys, now we're at the bench here. So from our first episode of this, we've got all of our parts on now, the exhaust and the forward exhaust. So what I did there, as you can see, the weathering a little bit there, with that weathered the inside as well, because you are going to be seeing these two parts, the ends of the exhaust, coming out through the bottom of the cowl. Weathered there as well, so they're weathered as well, so we put on those parts as well from out. Now you might have noticed one thing I wanted to pick up and show you, see how the light still got the line there. I wasn't really worried about getting rid of that because the seat's going to cover that up anyway. So that's it there. So, and we go back to our our damper here. As you can see, as I explained before, see how you got that easily turning now. Dampers, no jamming up or anything like that, so that's good. I'm happy with that. So that's all on there now. Of course, we've got all of our steering on there as well. I've got to put on the top cap there, which we'll get into that one. So from there, it's looking pretty good so far. I'm happy with the work so far. Going back to the exhaust, you may see sort of like the line marks there. I'm not really concerned on the line marks. If this was showing, I would have filled this, so you wouldn't be able to see any line, but because this is going to get covered up by the bottom of the cowl, there's probably no reason to actually concentrate on that, if I may say. So let's get into now what I've done. Painted up. Of course, we're going to be putting on this little guy here today. That's going to be our center cap to go into there. Generally the screw goes down that way, but this particular model you're actually putting the screw in from underneath. So, but generally they go in top, and then you've got this center cap here, this little center cap here that would go in there. So we're going to put that on today. And what else then? We're going to be putting this is our top here for this part here, our fluid there. So that we're going to be putting that on today. Then we're going to be putting this part here is going to go into our petrol tank. So that's going to go, we're going to be installing that today. So that's what's going to happen there as well. And now, as I was saying before, we showed you this part, which is, if I grab the box here, and grab me tweezers there, that's that part there. So that's just faintly gold, that one. So that's turned out quite well. I'm happy with that. The carbon fiber, and just sprayed lightly clear gold on that. We won't be putting that on the bike today, I don't think, because we've got to work on other parts. I don't think this part will be going on. And while I was out doing the carbon fiber, we'll get rid of this box. We done this part as well, and as you can see, that's nice and shiny. I got a little bit of fixing up there to do, I just noticed. But this is a free part, carbon fiber, and left hand side, right hand side, and then I did this part here down the bottom is all one. So that's a free part. So that's, yeah, sprayed up. Quite happy with that. Don't mind that. So that's all sprayed up now. And from there, we have done, I've painted up all our hoses. That's going to go on our, this part here. So we'll have a look at this part here first. So this is all painted up, ready to go on the bike, weathered. So I'm quite happy with that. Our radiator. So very happy with that. That's came up quite well. And these are going to be our radiator parts that are going to go on the side. So we've painted those up, and we're going to be pulling them off the sprue and touch them up a little bit and put them on the bike today. So that's going on the bike today as well. So we've done that. These are our side parts for our forks, which that'll be going on today as well. That's more of our parts for a radiator that I've done, sprayed up, ready to go. And we've done this part as well. So that's had a transfer on it and sprayed up black. Well, sprayed up black first, then the transfer. So that's what we've done there. And we go to our, this is my one fork, which came up pretty good. I'm happy with that. As you can see there, I'm happy with that. So that's either our left hand side or our right hand side fork at the moment. So that's all good. I could, if I wanted to, I could carbon fiber this, but oops, sorry about that. Just doing this by the box, really. And we got more. This is our other side fork. And another thing too, just cover those up as well, like I was explaining in first episode. Just cut a bit of your tube off and cover them up as well, because nothing worse when you go to put on the I'm trying to think of it, the brake calipers that you're putting on glue and it's got paint on it as well, and then you go to squeeze it on and you end up with this mucky mess. So I've covered them. That's another tip, just to cover them up, and that's see how they've got no paint on them, so they come up good. Happy with those. Then we go to our brake calipers there. I'm going to try to hopefully that'll sit for me. We got a transfer on there. Covered the nipple up there with a bit of tubing to make sure, and that's come up well. I'm happy. There's two of those, left hand side, right hand side, so I'm happy with those. And what we have here is our front wheel. So I've painted all that up, done it all a little bit. I've used no, what is it? The transfers, the red transfers. I generally don't use them. I generally like to mask up and paint that myself in red. But I decided to give it a go, see what they're like. I think I will continue to use do my own painting with these instead of fidgeting around with these, but they came up quite good. So this is ready to go on the front forks as well as you know, done the rear as well as doing the front. So we've still got a bit of work to do on this one here. So that's that as well. But what we'll do is we'll get stuck into this, guys, and put what I've shown you. We'll put what we can on the bike and then come back and show you what's on. Okay, guys, so we've put our cap in our petrol tank there. We'll put our little nut cover there as well, so that's in there, and our top for our fluid. So that's all those three are put in now. As we go to the side here, as you can see, we'll put in our radiator hoses. They're in now too. So that's try and bring it up closer. So that's in too. Our radiator's in, and we've got our front fork assembly, which is looking very, very nice. I'm happy with that. And if I could give some advice to this, when it comes installing your front forks onto the wheel and you've got your screw, just over tighten it a little bit, just so when you're installing the forks into the handlebars, you don't get this zigzag effect where one fork is going one way and the other, and it also helps with this front piece here to actually fit it into the fork so it's not twisting, bending on you. So just over tighten the screw a little bit, and then once you've got it, particularly once you've got this part on, just put the whole fork set in, loosen your nut off so you've got your wheel turning, if I can give some advice on that. But as for the and then we put in this part as well, so that part is in. More radiator hoses there, so that have gone in. Now it says in the book not to paint that red. I've done something a bit different. I went ahead and did it, painted that red. Then we get over to this side here, guys. As you see, still see our front fork assembly is all in. This has got to take dry now. More of our radiator hose here. I'm not too sure with this part here. It kind of it nags me a little bit. I think I'm not going to, even though it says in the book nothing about painting this bit, I'm thinking I'm going to paint this black just to, I don't know, do something different. It just nags me a little bit how that looks too plain, too clean. But as for the radiator itself, beautifully fitted from Tamiya, so it all went in without a hassle, no fighting it or whatever, so it all matched up nicely, so I'm happy with that. So that's where we're at with that, and as you can see the front there, so I'm happy with that. That's all good. It's all moving from left to right, and we're just going to let this fully dry now, as you can see, and it's looking quite nice. I'm happy with it. But what we'll do there, now we've got all that connected there, I started on the frame itself. I haven't painted it up or anything like that, but I haven't started on that. We'll get that done. I find these boring to do. Even though it's part of the bike, but it's just a holder. So things that are going to get left for later is our rear wheel. This part here, which is going to go on the side. So that'll be left till later. I'm only assuming, I don't know if I can put that on now, actually, maybe. I don't know. Because that goes in there, right there. But that's probably best off to leave it just in case if I got to do something else. And our rear part will be left till later on as well. So they're the three parts that are going to be left at this stage, because what we get on with next is all our hoses. I think we'll connect up all of our hoses here, get that done, just get the front completely finished off. I think we'll do that for next stage, but I'm happy with that. It's all coming along beautifully. I hope you guys like it too. And otherwise, we're going to leave it at that for now, for that stage. Until stage 3, we're going to be working on the hoses, perhaps maybe on the rear as well for next stage. But otherwise, guys, have a great weekend, guys, or week, and we'll catch you next time. Thank you.